concentrating on that spell.
In Glyph of Warding?
Yeah.
I would assume that you would assume concentration of it when
It says specifically, if the spell requires concentration, it lasts until the end of its full duration.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it works like a potion.
It just lasts.
Yeah.
Can I request money? Because I could maybe help either Daxos or Dayron.
Yes, the key with those specifically is once you place them, they can't be moved.
That's fine. Although I just have to make sure that I let them know what condition it is to activate it. And where.
When they want incense and powdered diamond worth at least 200 gold.
Yeah.
Do we have that?
I don't know.
Do you bring it up to the captain?
I would like to bring it up to the captain if that was
Okay.
possible.
So as Bradford goes to find Dayron, you go to find the captain.
Don't fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
As you walk up through the now deeper river, you see. Let me put you back. The river map is so easy to find for reasons I am not disclosing just yet.
I was
gonna say it's just like, yeah, really bright. Like it's a very bright teal.
Nah.
There's a
You name
space
it.
bottom or top half.
Don't worry about it. So yeah, you walk up to him as he is over here. You do see Odd Maggie living up to her name and has rolled her pants up and left her boots on the side while she's like wading through the water with her stick.
I'm trying to get closer to the captain.
He says, narrating his actions.
He looks over his shoulder for a second. Jenny, what is it?
Hi, sir. I have just a question on what resources are available to me. I might be able to cast something that would help either Daxos or Dayron in the fight to come.
What is your idea?
Well, once we set up the dam and there's a applicable surface, I could maybe cast a Glyph of Warding and haste them for their fight. I can make it a condition when they step on the warding or the glyph that they would be able to be hasted. I just need the money, the diamonds.
Did you just come up with this idea? Was that something you've been sitting on?
I've been sitting on it for a little bit. I just haven't used it yet. I've been trying to work on my glyph writing. It's just been difficult.
Had you mentioned this sooner, we might have been able to spread out multiple of them, giving many people an advantage. But now we are on limited time.
Understood. But I'm sorry for my lack of hindsight or preparation.
If you see something, say something. Now then. He walks back over to the shore and into the woods a little bit before he pulls out he opens up his pack, pulls out almost like a briefcase before opening up, and it extends to almost like a full-size laboratory. See that you find what you need.
Thank you, sir. I'll make this opportunity. Um, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Thank you. Thank you. And I just stepped into the briefcase.
It expands almost like into like a, you know, those, what are they called, like the boards that you used to put your science fair project on.
Yeah.
Mr.
That except like 6 foot tall on both ways.
Mm.
So it's like two, God, what's the word? Cases, like large cases, like a bookshelf. Shelf, that's the
Oh.
word, Jesus. Of materials and one middle area for crafting.
Got it. I thought it was a fucking like rope trick inside a briefcase, and he was asking me to step into.
No, just like an expanding thing.
Got it. Like that fucking shit from Harry Potter. Okay, yeah. I'll just grab. I only have 2 slots. If I have, how much in debt are we gonna go into this? I'm gonna look over to. Clint doesn't have any. I'll take. I'll take 400 for now, because I can cast it twice. I don't know how many times more I can do that.
The one for Daxos, placed here on the isle. He'll be with me the whole time.
Understood. I will let him know where to stand.
As far as what you can do within a minute for Ronan, that's a harder task, but I'm sure with time you can figure out exactly where it needs to be.
I will make sure to collaborate with what's his called? I'll be sure to collaborate with him. Make sure that, he's where he needs to be.
You're not thinking fully.
In time. It's been a long couple of days. So.
Expand your mind. How would he know where he needs to be?
For making it down over here, the champions are going to be. We don't. I mean,
We're short on time, so I don't have enough patience to give you a proper lecture.
Right.
Consult with Oni.
Okay.
If there's someone that will know where he needs to be, your best bet is Oni.
Lucian nods knowingly.
He closes up his lab and places it back into his pack.
I'll get. He'll take his leave and start doing the lifts right over here for Daxos. Or
Perfect.
Yeah.
So Garth,
Aww.
I believe you had something you needed to do.
I'm a little delivery boy. So he shows up here. Is he just sitting on that log? It looks like he's probably sitting on a log.
He's sitting in the log and he has a sword stabbed into the ground in front of him, so he's looking at it.
Is he looking like that way, this way? Is he looking towards me? Does he see me approaching?
He's looking at the blade. He seems pretty preoccupied, though.
He'll walk up. He'll make no concerted effort to conceal his walking. Do you mind if I steal your attention for a minute?
course.
Oh,
But if you mean to talk me out of my actions, I'm quite resolute.
oddly enough, it's kind of the opposite of that. He will hold out the little container. I never thought about it. Hey, quick question. What is, like, the Augustine's, like, royal house, like, colors?
Gold and God, what's that color of blue? It's like is it navy blue, kind of like navy blue.
It might just be called royal blue.
Oh my God, it's royal blue, isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
probably royal
or
blue.
to take blue and purple are the royal colors, and gold.
Yep, it's royal blue. Yep.
Yeah.
Royal blue and gold.
He will hold out a glass vial of kind of a goldish liquid with like a blue ribbon on top that has a knot in it. It's something I concocted. It should. I think going 1v1 against these things is insane, but I have heard much more insane things. This should help you. A little more resilient.
He just looks at it. Oh. Your cohort does this a lot.
He just nods very slowly. I'm used to people making decisions that I think are next to suicidal. But it works out in the end, usually.
I guess I'm not used to people supporting those decisions.
He takes a glance at the log as like a might I sit here kind of thing.
He just like looks back towards the blade and continues talking.
He'll pop a little squat. I have
Part of
found
being
it's...
a blood
Go on.
part of being a blood cloak is we're born on competition. It's everything. Our cloaks are white till we stain it in each other's blood.
Alright. So you earned the title more than anything.
He just looks sort of confused for a second. It doesn't breed a lot of camaraderie. More like everyone waiting on your downfall.
Oh, I could see where the value in that could be. The individual is strong, meaning the group will be strong. But I've also found that helping out where people are lacking tends to make the group equally as strong. There go this.
I think I like your way better.
It's kinder. But I definitely think you could take me in a fight.
Perhaps, but I lost to your friend.
Which one? Is he's referring to Castor?
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah. To be fair, to say he's the best of us is an understatement. I've never been on Castor's level of combat prowess.
He just looks at the blade once more before you and just says, I always reassured myself to say that the sacrifice was for what was gain.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm wondering if it was a good deal at all.
I don't know. But I do know dredging on the regrets will only cloud your judgments. Wax poetical when you can, but going into a fight might not be the wisest time. Poetical?
I will be ready, I assure you. Do me a favor, though, if you can.
I'll hear it out.
When it comes to the God's Eye, when your team faces mine, I want you to destroy them.
God, that's gonna be fun. I will give everything and then some to try and achieve that one. He holds out a hand, like, to make a deal, because apparently that's just what he's been doing lately.
He holds his hand out to you as well.
And then instead of, because I don't think he's ever said he takes the little file, instead of, like, just shaking his hand, he's gonna put it in his hand, shake it, and then stand up. Oh, I have to go catch up with Lucian and them. Or, not Lucian and them, but, Buyak and them. Something else I need help with. Godspeed.
He just nods. And thank you.
He does like a faux half bow. Just like, of course. And then he will take his little leave. And then he walks off the map, and I don't feel like moving him the rest of the way.
So, as we wrap this up, is there any last thing anyone wants to do?
Doesn't need to be a saying. Cool, we just ask Ward who the two people she's picking are, but I, as a player, know who she's pitching.
Yeah.
Who's she pitching? I'm curious.
David and Elijah.
The two.
Right, yes.
It's not.
It's not?
It's not?
What the
It is
fuck?
David, but it's not Elijah.
Who's the
Really?
other one? Is it someone we have not
As
met?
you ask her this,
Okay.
she just says, David was one of my choices. I had a chance to speak with him since we've been here.
I read about his log, I guess you'd call it. His record that Sebastian noted down. I can't blame him. I think I might have done similar in his position. But who's the other one?
From what I've heard, the plan was to have Lord Marshal accompany the town over to the lake as a safe haven. But I'm going to see if Lord Elaine would go instead and leave the Lord Marshal to govern over those left behind.
Which side's gonna be the most secure one?
The island, for sure.
Whichever side's gonna be the rougher one should have the more experienced hand, I would say. But that island gives me the spooks, to be honest with you. So I don't know if I was any more secure.
Choka, what do you want in life?
To be free of all this. He gestures all around. Free of this darkness. Although I do put a secondary objective on the virtues of love, finding out what that entails, and the downfalls of it. And I want to be one of the best watchmen ever, but down third. Why do you ask?
That I hope you can understand what I'm about to say.
If it's shut up, I beat you to it.
If you have something to say, I want to hear it. Even if I don't want to hear it. I think this would be a good end for Lord Marshal.
I don't know the guy. I read what Sebastian put in his notes, but I wasn't there. And to be honest with you, not exactly put diplomats in the group when they were talking to them, so.
The actions I took caused him to lose his son.
So what? You gotta plot his downfall?
As you said, he wants to be free of this dark.
But that's the easy way out, Lieutenant. I saw that Valkyrie got along well with his son. Saw that Viper talked to him about being a good dad. Trust me, my dad wasn't the best either. Dads like that don't exactly ever realize the consequences of their actions. Maybe, it's not on you, is all I'm saying, Lieutenant. He had a hand in it, too.
If we need to put someone at risk, it's the pragmatic choice to put a veteran who's not in leadership.
If we need to put someone on risk. To be perfectly honest with you, ma'am, I don't believe in putting either of them out here. The Lord's Alliance might be well equipped and well funded, but we all know the effectiveness of a gun against a Dark One. They don't got our training. They're not the same as us. And besides, he's old. Like you're saying, he's a veteran. Our veterans, he'll look around and try to hush his voice. Our veterans don't got a bright outlook on their career either. And they're our veterans. What's a non-Black Watch veteran gonna do out here? But as the captain said, we can't put the new mayor in danger either.
Correct. It's the pragmatic choice that accomplishes our goal. But I won't lie to you, and that's not the reason I recommend.
You recommended it to the captain?
She nods. The boy is no warrior, he's green. Will get himself killed at the first note. That's true. But maybe it's me wanting to get redemption through him.
The young mayor or the veteran?
For Lord Marshal.
What, you think putting them in harm's way and then either getting him to die and clean your slate, or what, defend him, save his life from a situation you put him in? Do you think that's any better? Speaking my mind, Lieutenant, neither of them should be out here.
If things go bad, we're short-handed.
It won't go bad. We have the plans, we have the advantages.
Then if it won't go bad, he's not at risk.
But why take the gamble in the first place?
Because if it has to be someone, it shouldn't be us.
Lieutenant Ward, we're missionaries. We're watchmen. It's our job for it to be us. I know your first role. That's fine. Making me. Whoever else.
We have plenty enough to worry about. If he can keep order, or he can buy time, then that's what will be done. Unless you have anything else to say. I'm going to go disseminate the information.
I can't stop you, Lieutenant. I respect you too much for that. Yeah, you gotta stop her. Whatever decision she makes.
As she moves to walk, we saw him save a child from that aisle that you were talking about. And he moved like a man 30 years younger. If we strip him of all purpose, all dignity, and all place and tell him to take a role that he was never meant to, then we've only offered to prolong his misery and strip him of any honor he could have had. If it's to be his grave, then it's to be his grave. But he will do so being the person he was always born. And that will be final.
That I can respect for the gamble. But here's a third option, Lieutenant. Have you bothered to ask the man himself?
Going to go sit with him for dinner now.
Don't mince words. It's gonna be rough out here. He'll have our support. But we can't be everywhere.
She nods.
He's gonna need a rebreather if he's gonna be in the water with us.
He won't be in the war. He won't be on the front line. But someone's gonna be needing to patrol the town to make sure nothing slips by us and warn us if it does.
Mephistos aren't quiet. Putting alarms and traps around the place will definitely catch them.
It will alarm us to us, but not slow it down. They're sport creatures. Any challenge will be enough to slow it. She nods, almost as if she's convincing herself of her words, before heading off.
Yeah. I just realized Dax was like right there.
Sup, bro?
Yeah, I wouldn't have said as much as I said if I realized one of the veterans I was talking about is like 10 feet away.
Here you go.
Okay, that's still 10
He's still
feet
10
away.
feet.
That's still 10 feet. Perfect. Perfect.
Alright. With that, the...
What were you saying
England, how's
about
it
the
going?
veterans? Sure. Sorry, nothing. The thing is, I feel like
Alright.
Dakos knows it, though. Of all of them, I feel like he's the one that knows it the most.
Yeah, the life of a Blood Knight body.
It'd be rough out here for us blood nets.
Hey, it's a jungle out there.
It's a jungle out fucking.
So the Crips are running the war. Then?
What's it called today's session? I'm gonna pitch for next week. For combat, we call birds of a feather.
We should call this one River Filler because we filled the river.
Prepping with the fishes.
True, but it's kind of a
Alright,
it's
well, we
like
start
insult to
talking
the
about it,
session, make you feel like it's a filler session.
Yeah, agreed. Let's see. We planned.
If anything, I think we emptied out the river. We
Water
interacted
war.
trees,
Yeah,
we
okay,
saw
we did-
ambers.
Something to do with amber, light,
The
trees.
light works in mysterious ways.
That's way too long.
I'm not used to support. Your disappointment? No.
Crab people.
no,
They were crab people.
Crab
that would
doctrine.
have been the crab session, though. Kingler.
Kingler.
I've already done one that's like out fishing. Also, it doesn't fit for this, so.
What is this session?
Setup.
Setup?
Preparing for war.
Murky
something about
water.
like a murder.
Murky water.
Murky water. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Murder in murky water. Because murder
Okay.
hurts.
Okay, guys, how much in debt do we want to go? Because I can cast a good amount if I'm allowed to min max the fuck out of.
That's on you, bro.
How
Because
much do you want Lucian to go in then?
so if
You
I
have the rest of the day and most likely tomorrow.
yeah,
But there's no guarantee you get a long rest.
right. There's no longer.
So you have at least today's spell slots and possibly tomorrow.
Got it. If I use my infusions, I can make 3 spell refueling rings. That means 3 glyph of wardings with haste or something else.
If you bring it up to Seraph when you're on the crab crab wrangling, they can do a glyph of warding.
Yeah, but what would you cast as it? As your 3rd level or 2nd level in it? Or would you...
Yeah,
I
because
don't
it's
mind
spell
missing a third
refueling ring, right? It's not a spell holding ring.
Oh, refueling. It's not a
Yeah.
spell. Yeah, so I get a 3rd level back. I have 3 uses. I have 3 rings that I can refuel 3rd levels.
Well, what are the other options? Because I feel like we should like. 'Cause
Okay,
we're in a very situational situation currently with all the underwater combat. Is there anything for that?
we're in a sit. Wait, sorry.
We're in a very specific situation right now because we're doing underwater combat. Is there anything for that?
I could maybe buff them. I could cast slow and inscribe that in the glyph of warning as well.
Well, I was just talking about like the infusions. Like, is there any like aquatic equipment that artificers have?
Well, if I did, I don't have it. I have to.
Oh right, I forget. I keep forgetting that's how it goes.
Yeah,
I just thought like you just have the whole fucking list.
I wish I did, but that's not.
Hey, no, that's this.